All right, let's do this thing, Matt.
All right, Joey, what are we talking about today?
Well, Matt and I have been doing some pretty cool stuff lately with uh, a new platform that we have been chatting about with our internal, like our subscribing group,
Hmm.
with our EGP letter subscribers. It's like a group that we basically, monthly thing we send in the mail, and we have a little Facebook group, do all that training, but it's kind of a brand new mailing list, I guess we want to call it,
Right.
that has insane open rates,
Yep.
very high engagement, and it's essentially a new way to grow a mailing list that's not a mailing list. It's
Yeah, I
another
wouldn't really call it a mailing list. Uh,
no
yeah, it's
audience, an owned audience.
yeah. So we figured out a way to grow a list with air quotes,
Mm-hmm.
that right now is getting about 90% open rates and just really, really crazy engagement. So we wanted
Right.
to talk about that for a second.
Yep. So in this video, what we wanted to do is, or what we will do, is show you what's working best for us right now. So this has only been it's only been a few weeks that Matt and I have been using this in our Evergreen Profits business to promote our own products, but also our affiliate products. So even if you don't have your own product, it's a great way to grow a list of interested people. But what's really cool is that at the end of the day, these things just start the conversation. You're just getting that conversation moving, so then you can hammer, the objections and get someone to sign up or whatever you're trying to do at the end of the day.
Right.
So, uh, yeah, should we get into it, Matt?
Let's
Do
dive
your
in.
thing?
So what we're talking about, actually, if you haven't guessed already, is chatbots. We've had a couple posts on our page already about chatbots and how effective they've been. So what we wanted to talk about was a couple ways to actually grow a chatbot list, but then B, a couple ways you can actually leverage a chatbot once you've got it going. So we're going to talk about those few things. We're going to talk about it for 5 minutes or so, just kind of a real quick discussion on the various ways you can use chatbots. I'm actually going to share my screen so we can show you some of the results.
Cool.
Go ahead and do that right now. Let me get my screen sharing going here. Okay, this is what I want to share.
There you are.
Cool. Can you see my screen?
Yes, looking good.
Looking good. All right. So this is a tool called ManyChat, ManyChat. This is actually our chat bot tool that we use. And you can see we've got 70 subscribers. And you might be thinking that's not a huge number of subscribers. And, it's really not compared to like our mailing list, but it's super, super engaged. So we sent out a broadcast the other day. We sent it to 2 separate segments. And check out this red percentage. This is essentially the open rate. It says click 0, but we didn't have a link in it, so
Right.
that's why there's 0 clicks. But you can see we had 90% open rate on this segment, and almost 85% open rate on this segment. So these open rates are really, really, really killer inside of ManyChat, and you can see like our audience growth. Oops, hold on, I don't want to show you that because I don't want you to see everybody's name and private details. But you can see like the growth trajectory of it is every day we're adding a few new people to this list. And
Yep.
just like a mailing list, we can actually go to this engage button. You can see our previous broadcasts. I can do new broadcasts, and I can literally type a message here that will broadcast out to every single person that's on our chatbot list. So
Yep.
pretty powerful tool. And similar to your autoresponder, you can also do automated follow-ups. You can do sequences where immediately when they get on your list, you send them one message. The next day they get another message. The next day they get another message, just like you would in like an Aweber or an Active Campaign or something like that. So it's pretty powerful.
Well, check it out over there, Matt. Actually, if we look at what's working now, this is a mini campaign that we ran,
Mm-hmm.
and the CTR right over there, it's 22.6%.
Yep. Open rate. What's that open rate say? I can't quite read it.
Yeah, I can't quite. It's too many numbers. I don't know.
So 31 people have gone through this little sequence here.
Mhm.
There's only 2 messages in the sequence. You get one now and then one like 15 minutes later. But 100% open rate, 22% click through rate. I mean, you're not going to get that from an email list.
You would never.
So
Yeah.
pretty exciting stuff there.
Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, there's so much you can do. So the whole concept here is if you can get someone on your list via. I mean, the whole idea is have an owned audience. So if you can control more of these owned audiences, you have more ability to talk to your most qualified buyers or potential buyers. Because what we have is a mix of buyers and potential buyers, and we basically just segment them inside of ManyChat by tagging them.
Yep.
So that's what we've done. A lot of these messages, it's us, a trying to get a conversation started, and then once we have that conversation started, we tag them immediately. So then we know who to send maybe a promotion about, or maybe an update about whatever we're trying to do.
Right.
But if you think about this goal, so kind of like an email, you want to provide value. But and same thing here, obviously. But with ManyChat, it's a little different since you're using. Essentially, it's kind of like a text message, but you're using Facebook messaging. So you want to start a conversation. So if you think if you're a brick and mortar business, you can use this as well and target people who have visited your homepage or your website, and maybe they haven't purchased something, or maybe they just check you out, and you say, "Hey, you have any questions? Yeah, we saw you check this out. Send us a message."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's one way you can start building a list.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one sort of way that we've found has worked really good is just like what Joe was explaining, is we do a retarget ad campaign on Facebook, and the image literally just says "got questions," right? So, and so it says, click the button below to send us a message if you have any questions. So it's a retarget campaign for people who landed on our site but didn't purchase, and now all of a sudden they're seeing ads that say, "Do you have questions?" and click this button to send us a message. As soon as somebody sends us a message, they're added to this chatbot list that you see on the screen right here, and we can send out broadcasts. What we don't want to do with this chatbot list is just send promos. We don't want to treat it exactly like we treat an email list, where it's like, "Hey, we've got a new promotion today, click here." And then the next day, "Hey, we've got a new promotion, click here." We like to use these chatbots to interact with people, answer questions. The chatbot term is a little deceiving because we use chatbots to start the conversation, and then either Joe or myself actually jump in and finish the conversation, right? Always. So the chatbot sequences might be the first 2 or 3 messages are automated, and then when people actually engage and respond, then there is legitimately a real person in there continuing the conversation and helping close the sale. So
here's an example that you can use ManyChat very quickly with resources you already have. So assuming you already have a website, literally what you can do is sign up for ManyChat. There's even a free version of ManyChat. I think what we pay is like $10 a month for like an unbranded thing. So it's super cheap nonetheless. But what you can do is place a little widget on your page that essentially is a chat box on your website. So if someone has questions, they can click message me now, and Matt's probably finding it for you now. But essentially, people can message you immediately, and this is through Facebook. They're messaging you, and you can basically set it up where you can give them some FAQs. So essentially, you can ask them, "Oh, hey, do you have a question? Okay, here are like the top 3 questions that we get," and then they can click one of those 3 options. And usually, if you can squash an objection to something you're trying to sell immediately, then you win. And that's essentially all you're trying to do with these things is squash the objections so you can then sell your product or get them on a list or whatever it might be. Yeah. But you can implement that by putting that on your website, have some selections, and then maybe if nothing is there for them, say like, "Hey, then just type something in the chat box if you have a specific question outside of this," and then that's when you pop in sometime that day, and then you answer them personally.
Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of ways to grow this list. The way that we've been doing it, we've done it in a couple ways actually. So we did the retarget advertising thing that we were just talking about. So if somebody lands on our page, we retarget them with a thing that says, "Have any questions? Click here to message us." That adds them to our list, and we can take over and answer any questions. But you can also do like these little slide-ins that you see here, and I think it may show an example. Yeah, see this
Yeah.
little slide in that showed here? You can do one of these where when they land on your page, after they've scrolled down 30%, this little sliding will come. Or if they have been on your page for 5 seconds, this little scroll in will come and say, hey, do you have a message? As soon as they send you a message, then, it will add them to the chat bot. You continue that conversation. You've got, this little bar that pops up at the top that can send you a message. You've got a modal pop-up, which, sort of fades out the rest of the screen and pops this up. You can have that pop up 5 seconds after they land on your site. You can do a thing called a page takeover, which blocks out your whole page and asks if they want to send a message. You can add buttons, you can add sidebar widgets, you can create an entire landing page. All of this stuff you could do to grow your chatbot list. And there's a couple other really cool features here that aren't shown on this screen. So I want to back up here a second. So some of these down here are really cool too. And Joe and I have experimented with this Facebook comments one quite a bit, where this is one that's actually really grown our chatbot by a lot, is we'll do a question on Facebook and say, hey, answer this question in the comments below, and we'll send you a message immediately after you answer the question. And anybody who leaves a comment on that thread, it automatically pops up a chatbot and adds them to our chatbot list. So that's been really killer. And did you want to say something?
Well, yeah, I just want to basically say, I don't want to lose anybody with the how-tos.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of options, and that's the one thing we don't want to do is overwhelm you.
Yeah.
That's always the number one thing we hear is like, oh, hold on, there's a lot of stuff to implement. Well, just take one thing. Just imagine and just picture yourself, your website right now. Most of us don't have some kind of system that's used to capture people that are about to leave. Because once those people are gone, they're gone for the most part. Unless you have retargeting or unless you have some chat window or something, an email follow-up.
Yeah.
So just imagine what you can do with this to capture some of those people that were about to give you money, but instead, for some reason, they got distracted. They had to go to dinner with their family, or their wife was calling their kids, or they just had a question and they couldn't find the answer on your website. Mm-hmm. But only if they had the option to talk to you, then they probably would ask you, and then you can close them.
Yep.
That's literally, if you just think of that, the possibility of closing those people that were about to leave, that could totally add a whole line of injection of revenue to your business. That can make a big difference.
Yeah, I think we've probably had about a 75% close rate through chats. Yep. So once somebody sees our ad and then sends us a message because they have a question, more often than not, 3 out of 4 times, we're gonna close that sale. So, it's pretty powerful. One other real quick tip that you can use to grow a chatbot is if you've already got a mailing list, they actually give you a link here. See how this one says m.me/evergreenprofits LLC? You can actually give out that link, and then if anybody clicks on that link, it will open up your messenger bot, right? Mm-hmm. And it'll add them to your list. So you can always mail your list with that link and add people to your messenger that way as well. That's kind of another little quick tip.
I think I kind of want to stop it there. I don't want to give you too much because it's honestly kind of endless. You just got to get creative with this thing.
Yeah.
But put into action. Figure out one thing that you can do yourself, or at least if you understand it and you don't want to do the tech, then just hire some techie guy. It doesn't take an expert to do this. Get like whoever built your website could be able to figure this out. So get that person to just put that on your website, and then literally all you have to do is make sure to keep an eye on your inbox and ManyChat. It gives a little bleep blop, like whenever there's a live chat, and then you pop in there and you just talk.
Yeah.
So I would say just implement that one thing, whatever it might be, and then just start the process. That's it.
Yeah. And if you do want to learn more about chatbots, our most recent issue of the Evergreen Profits letter, the April issue, it actually went out a couple days ago. Today's Thursday, went out on Monday. So it went out a few days ago already. And if you want to get that issue where we dive deep and we actually give step-by-step tutorials on how to set up these chatbots, we can still get you a copy of that issue. If you go to egpletter.com, and when you go to checkout, delete the coupon code that's pre-filled for you and enter the coupon code CHATBOT, CHATBOT. Use that coupon code. And if you use that coupon code, we'll send you April's issue that already went out that teaches you all about how to set up this chatbot stuff. Okay, so egpletter.com. Make sure you use the coupon code chatbot. Doing that will get you that. It's the same price as the coupon that you'd get normally, but we're going to make sure we send you that April issue that's already been sent out to people.
Yeah, and I think it's we've talked about this, just within the groups that we have. So our current subscribers of the EGP letter, and like I said, it's a monthly subscription newsletter that we actually print and send it to people in the mail. But we also have a bunch of online. We have a community, resources, and this has been like the trend, and it's because it actually works, and that it's fresh right now, where it's the most effective that it'll possibly be right now, at least in the foreseeable future. So, like Matt said, get in. It's a good opportunity to see what this issue is all about. Matt's got it in his hand. So go to egpletter.com and go to the checkout. Use the coupon code chatbot. There should be a coupon code in there already, but if you delete that and use chatbot, we'll make sure to get you that April issue, so we know to send that to you. And that's pretty much the only way to get it, because it's been sent out to everyone already.
Yep. So coupon code chatbot over at egpletter.com. And thanks for tuning in with us.
That's it. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
See ya.